Hi everyone, it's me, back on YouTube with, would you believe it, I'm here with a vlog, for once. If I can explain briefly why I haven't uploaded anything on YouTube in years, it's just that life has obviously become crazy over the last few years. Also, whenever I try and upload something on my phone, for some reason, these days it doesn't like me. But thank God for video converting websites. But in all seriousness, I wanted to make this video as we are now past 3 months since Boris and his merry men put the UK on lockdown. It's nearly July, and now the UK is now slowly starting to get back to normal. Counting up the top of my head, we've now been on lockdown for about 14 weeks. Okay, this might depend on which way you put it. Some of you might think lockdown ended when all the shops reopened, or others might think it ended when all the schools started to reopen. Or you might think it will officially end this weekend, when all the pubs are reopening. Actually, one thing has frustrated me, seeing as I am currently isolating in Wales with my family, is how the four nations of the UK are being treated like four separate little regions, with their own separate little rules and regulations, and not as one big realm. I mean, it's as though the whole Brexit thing has made the England government treat Wales, Ireland, Scotland as neighbouring European countries rather than the United Kingdom. Anyway, enough about governance. So obviously, we've all been dealing with lockdown in our own different ways. Call me strange, but I've actually really enjoyed myself. I've been going out for walks most days, even if the weather's been rubbish. I've been doing lots of baking. I've been playing outdoor games when the weather has been nice. And obviously, I've been doing my music. In fact, as you may have seen, the other week, thanks to being super rich, because I haven't been able to go out and spend any money, I got myself a brand new keyboard. Don't know if you can see it. One of the best kinds of keyboard out there these days. I've also been watching a load of comedies on the internet and Netflix and all that. I can tell you, I am so glad I grew up in the 90s because there's just something so magically innocent about them. Well, the ones that aren't rude. I even spent a couple of weeks watching video game walkthroughs because I'm not really into gaming anymore. And I think, what's the point of buying that game and possibly taking forever to complete it when you could just watch somebody play it on YouTube for free? Anyway, I also appreciate that many of the fellow young disabled people I know, whether they be at Star or here in Wrexham or wherever, are not so lucky. For example, there's one guy I know who hadn't been out of his room for 12 weeks due to shielding. I mean, just think about it. Just staring at four walls all day for all that time, surely the world doesn't get much unfairer than that. As for me, well, obviously I've been in North Wales for the past 14 weeks. That's how good at counting I am. And I can easily say, I am much happier here now than I would have been in Gloucester. I mean, as much as I love the stuff and housemates, and I miss you all dearly if you're watching, I think staying there for the whole of lockdown under shielding would have emotionally crippled me. I was looking forward to so much this year at National Star and beyond. For starters, I was asked to go along to a transition fair as an ex-student and not just a volunteer, and speak to current students about what life is like after college. And then obviously, we were working on the Beatles musical at Star, which is now not happening. And that sadly means Showcase isn't happening for the first time since I've been around. Also, moving slightly away from National Star, I was meant to be going along as an ex-member of the National Open Youth Orchestra to their residential to do a couple of workshops with the guys. And it was going to be like one big happy family reunion. But that got cancelled too. But unfortunately, that also meant that the orchestra had to cancel their first ever concerts until hopefully next year. The orchestra has been going since 2015, when it was known as the South West Open Youth Orchestra, and I was one of the very first members. And it had to work very hard to get the funding to become the National Open Youth Orchestra. And then to get to a point where they were ready to perform as an orchestra to an audience. And then for COVID to happen and ruin everything is heartbreaking. By the way, I must mention the ongoing situation the theatre industry is facing at the moment. Especially when I said Pubs, restaurants, and even cinemas have been given the go-ahead to reopen this week. Even this 1 metre plus social distancing rule the government are also relaxing won't help. Literally, every single theatre in the UK would have to get builders in to revamp the viewing areas, all seats, so that seats or groups of seats are at least 1 metre away from each other. God knows how long that would take to do it. But then, there's the all-important subject of hair. When did you last get your hair cut, and how bad is it right now? I mean, look at mine. I mean, luckily it's not. Luckily, it might not be at shoulder length, because I'm not sure it's possible for my hair to do that, but yeah, quite bad. But I want to end this video by giving you some much needed wisdom that was given to me the other day by my manager at Foundation House. Shout out to him. If the pubs are reopening this weekend, it means we're on the right track. So what this means is things are getting better, even if the kind of industry you're looking really forward to experiencing again doesn't have a date yet. And remember, very soon we can meet up with more of our friends and family, which I'm sure we were all desperately looking forward to. Okay, I can't think of anything else to talk about right now. So thanks for watching this. Keep safe and enjoy your time with your reunited loved ones when the time comes. Much love.